All right, everybody, welcome back to the Ridgeline Hunting Podcast. This is episode 6, and today I have a guest who has actually been kind of in the back of all of this. Mike Peterson. How's it going, Mike?
Going all right.
So, we're gonna talk about archery today, and also this is gonna be Mike's first hunting season. He picked up a bow in November, and he didn't really think about hunting at the time, but eventually it kind of manifested into him wanting to hunt. And today we're going to talk about that. But also, Mike has actually been helping out with the podcast and also the Instagram page, YouTube channel, and all this other stuff in the background. Mike actually designed the logo to all that stuff. Plus, he's also helped film and just been working in the background. So I call him Mikey P. So when you hear anything about Mikey P, it's Mike Peterson. So Mike, what drove you to get into archery?
Well, I first started like a few years ago. I shot a couple bows, and when you were looking for a new bow, I was like test shooting and everything. I like it more than like getting the gun or anything because you get your ammo back. Unless if you blow up an arrow, but I just think it's like a fun thing to do because you can just do it in your backyard. You can't really go out shoot your gun in the backyard when you live in the residential area. So I'm like, oh, I have a shot in my backyard. So I just practice back there, then go to a range and do long distance. So that's how I thought about it when I was either getting a gun or getting a bow.
Yeah, and I know eventually you'll probably end up purchasing a rifle just because it now that you're into hunting and doing all that. All right. Where were we? We just had a dog's barge in.
About all the new hunting season coming up.
Yeah, so I know eventually you'll probably end up purchasing a rifle down the road, but getting into this, the hunting aspects, and even just archery, the overall cost of everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got to pay to play.
Yeah, basically, but it's like a startup kind of thing. If you start up, you get everything. Eventually, you can like reuse it go over again. You have to get arrows and everything. Like Robin Hooded a few arrows, so
Yeah, those ones you're not getting back.
nope. Maybe the one that I punched through the back of it, but last one that I did, I kept it as a souvenir, so they're staying together.
Yeah, I like to keep those, man, because I mean they're cool. I have a couple of those in the garage.
Yeah, and I've actually like realized how much like the initial money it goes into, but it's not a whole lot that I thought it would be. Like you get the big items like your bow, you get your arrows and everything, stuff that you need to get there. The pack, you can probably not get a huge pack, but I got one for longevity, so I don't have to buy another one.
Right.
Then it's like once you get the gear and stuff, you don't have to get camo, but I don't have really any just hunting specific stuff because all my other stuff smells that the deers will pick up and all the game would pick up. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, man. So what what really drove you, after picking up all the archery stuff, getting taking that next step and wanting to, hunt? What what changed your mind on just going from, oh, I'm just going to shoot my bow for fun to, okay, now I'm going to start getting into hunting?
well, one of the things was, well, you kind of like, we should go out hunting. We should go out hunting all the time. So,
Yeah, I've known Mike for about 12 years, and he was there when I first started doing everything. And yeah, I would always but hey, man, you should go out with me, man, or start hunting or something like that. So he's heard it for a long time. I've been in his ear for a while.
yeah. But the other one would be that why own something that could kill something even though you don't have nothing to kill? So might as well just get the experience, getting your own game and everything like that. Instead of just, oh, I'm just gonna have field tips all day long and not have any broadheads. And I kind of want to move out, sort of out of the city. So in case if I see a deer on my property, I can pluck it.
Well, as long as it's in season, you're
Yeah.
good to go. Yeah, so we have coming up, after this turkey season. Mike, are you gonna turkey hunt at all this year?
I could possibly get like a weekend or two and
Okay,
the rifle.
my shotgun. We have until the end of May for our turkey season. It starts next weekend, which you're busy next weekend. But Devin and I plan on going out because he doesn't want to go Easter weekend either. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, but I am. I'm heading out. I might be going solo, but
Yeah, I got a whole breakfast buffet going to.
um, but basically after our turkey season, we're gonna get into scouting, and Mike actually hasn't gone into the backcountry at all, and that's where we're gonna start is in the backcountry for our scouting trips. And I told Mike a couple of essential things, even just for scouting. You need to have a good pair of boots and a pack.
Oh yeah.
So, Mike, what boots did you land on?
I landed on Crispies. What they're called? Ones that you recommended.
I have the Thors.
I think I got the Thors.
Yeah, they're really nice. They're durable.
Super feet soles in.
Yeah, definitely. I recommend getting some type of insole if you cannot afford the sheep feet, which everybody swears by, but you are paying a hefty price. They're like $400.
Is it like
They're
wet absorption or something like that?
No, they actually mold a insole to your foot specifically. So you're not just buying, oh, this is a high arch or, regular arch or whatever. They mold it to your foot. So they send you this box, and you press your feet in, and it molds to your feet. So it's definitely worth it because it's custom to your specific foot.
It's kind of like a snowboarding boot. Just heats up and molds to your foot.
Kinda, except for they're going a little bit more extreme. So you actually put your feet and they make the impression. Because I mean, each one of your feet could even be different.
I know mine are.
Yeah. So I mean, one could have a super high arch and one just has like a regular high arch. I mean, like your feet could be completely different than the other. So they mold it to your foot. So it's definitely worth it if you're in the market for insoles. Check out Sheep Feet. Yeah, if I could afford it, I would definitely do it. But I have the super feet that I just got from the Sportsman's warehouse.
I got the same one.
um, and then we're talking about all these different packs. And I was rambling off tons of packs: XO pack, Mystery Ranch pack, Kuyu pack, Kafaru pack. I mean, I was talking about packs for weeks.
Oh yeah,
and then
links and everything over and over again.
Only because I have an XO. Excuse me. I have an XO, and I love my XO pack. But there are other packs out there, and you need a pack that really is going to fit you and what your hunting style is possibly going to be. And Mike is primarily going to be hunting with me, and I hunt the backcountry quite often. Number one, it's fun. It gets you out where people most likely aren't going to be, so you could be hunting a whole, mountain basin, by yourself, which is awesome.
Whole valley.
Yeah, just to yourself, which is great because I like to hike in where people aren't going to go, and Mike is, he is definitely in shape, and I believe that he is ready for that type of style. Don't get me wrong, we will, probably have some day hunts here and there, but what's nice about both of our packs is that you can put it into like a day mode, or it could be great for a 7 to 9 day hunt, which is awesome with the two packs. So I have an XO pack, but Mike, you ended up getting
The Kuiu, what was it, LT 5500? Pro 5500?
Yeah, and
Good size pack.
that thing is awesome.
Yeah, it fits really well on me.
Well, so when Mike got the pack, number one, Kuiu, you're not really gonna be able to find a place that's gonna have a Kuiu pack unless you find someone that has one to where you can put it on. But what's nice is that with most of these pack companies, I believe that you can try it out for 30 days and you can mail it back if it doesn't fit properly. Um, but with Mike's, he got it in the mail. I happened to come by his house that day with my son Malachi, who's, running around all crazy in Mike's house.
Yeah.
And Mike's a bachelor, and he's just got so much breakable stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, having a freaking aneurysm.
Dollar signs flying everywhere.
But I fitted Mike with the pack, and I was like, you know what, we gotta test this thing with some weight in it. So we're trying to look around the house and try to find stuff to put it in. And I was like, you know what, we're just gonna put my son in the pack, and he's like 85 to 90 pounds. So I was like, well, here you go. We put Malachi in the pack, and Mike stands up, and he's just like, holy smokes, I don't really feel nothing.
You don't really feel anything with it.
Yeah. It's so nice about these packs that have been developed, and if you fit your pack properly, most of the weight's on your hips, and your hips can take the weight, which is awesome.
That was a pretty good thing, and like it fit great like right away too. I didn't have to adjust any of the straps or anything. It's like it came pre-fitted for me for some reason, but probably not. They probably just made it so it's small enough to fit in the box, but it fit me.
Which is nice because we didn't have to mess with the straps. We didn't have to mess with the load lifters. The load lifters were perfect. So like right when he put on the pack, it just sat really nice. The straps were floating above his collarbones. Like, everything was perfect.
Plus, I also got the bow holder for the pack too.
Yeah.
Strap my bow to it without having to jerry rig anything.
Yeah, which is nice. That's something that I don't have yet, which I'm going to get a weapon holder for my XO now, since I saw Mike's and how easy it was to put on. Number one, YouTube is a friendly thing. So if you can't figure out how to put something on, all these pack companies show you how to do it step by step. So thank you, Kuiu, for that, because I was looking at it like, where the heck does this go?
Yeah. It's kind of like an online brick and mortar store. It's like they just put out videos for something you would go into a store for, and they show you how to do it, but then you can just watch a video. So it's kind of like pretty cool how they do everything for specific parts for their packs.
Yeah, that, and also like how to get to the load shelf, how to pack meat onto the pack. A lot of them do that as well, which is really essential to do and walk through before you actually, get an animal down and have to pack it out. It's nice to know, like, how to get your pack open and be able to carry the meat out.
Yeah, you don't want to go and down a deer and dress it, then you like take 20 minutes trying to get your pack undone so you can put the meat in.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll definitely be going through that too, Mike. It's always nice to have like a refresher before the season starts. So I always break my pack down, even though I've done it, tons of times.
Yeah.
I always still just go through the motion and break the pack down and then put it back.
I have to get a few more things too.
Yeah, so I've given Mike a list of things that he should, look into before we go out on our first scouting trip. And where are you at right now with still like what you need to purchase?
I just have like the basic stuff.
So what do you have? What do you have right now?
Right now I got my gear, I have my pack, I have my sleeping bag, and I have a multi-tool. That's about it. I need to get a lot more stuff.
So I would recommend some type of jet boil, which you don't need right now because you're going to be going with me. A sleeping pad.
Yeah, I was looking at the sleeping pads.
Because you're no spring chicken.
Nope.
How old are you, Mike?
35.
35 years old, and he's just now getting into archery and hunting. You are never too old to get into to anything. I don't care what it is. He actually just started dirt bike riding with me too a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So
And like, what, 3 years ago, I started
uh,
motorcycle riding.
yep, and then mountain biking as well. Like a year
Well, I
before
got
that.
back into mountain biking. I used to do.
Well, I mean, everybody mountain biked at some point in their life, but
This is a little bit more hardcore since I actually got like an actual bike for mountain biking.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
blowing up the Walmart special all the time.
Hey man, those Walmart specials work, but they do blow up. But yeah, so sleeping pad, some type of jet boil to cook your food, just in case you and I do split up for the day. Like you're gonna check out one side of the ridge, and I'm gonna go to the other. It's good to have like something to cook your food with,
Yeah.
unless you're strictly just gonna have like bars and trail mix.
Bars, trail mix. I don't know, PB&J.
Yeah, PB and J's.
Get some Crustables.
Dude, those are awesome to have in the pack. I like having those because you don't have to fart around making anything. It's already pre-made.
Unless if you smash it, then it's all stuck to the plastic.
Which can happen. That's why my go-to food that I always have in my pack is peanut butter, tortillas, and honey.
Oh yeah, the peanut butter and honey special. That's what it is.
Yep. It's really nice to have. Get the protein, get your sugar, get some carbs with the wrap and everything. It's nice. So pick up some of those. Sleep system is going to be fine. We will do some hammock camping, which Mike, you do have a hammock.
Yeah, I do have a hammock.
What
Like spring, summer.
probably more late summer because if we do that, even in June, I've seen snow in the mountains in June.
Oh yeah.
It's it gets cold. It gets pretty cold at night. It just depends on the type of year that we're gonna have because it's definitely unpredictable.
Sleeping in my jacket for sure.
I would recommend if we do hammock camp to get a rain fly. You can pick those up for anywhere from $20 to $60.
Yeah.
There's a huge range of that. Just in case we don't know what the weather is going to be like, you want to make sure that you're not going to get poured on because that hammock is basically just going to end up being like a tub of water.
I'll take a bath at the same time.
And all your gear be soaked. But good thing Mike did pick up what type of gear are you wearing this year? I know this is like a taboo question, but
Yeah, what type of gear? Well, I have the Tax Kuyu gloves and I think Verde. And I have a guide jacket that I'm wearing. The guide jacket is really nice.
I think it's one of the best jackets that QU makes.
The zippers are really nice I had to unzip them a few times to get some airflow in because I was just overheating because it's a nice jacket. And of course, got my Crispies. But pants wise, I'm just regular like Costco pants.
Yeah, they're like I don't know what the flex, like a,
I don't know, some sort of flex. They're nice though.
but they're like solid color. I told Mike if there's a lot of money being spent, and if you don't really have to go buy a camo pant, solids work perfect too.
Yeah.
As long as we work the wind correctly and everything like that, and them seeing you is not going to be a problem.
I also got a camo and solid color ghillie from QU.
It's called
like an underlayer.
Called a hilly, I think, I think the G is an H. I'm not sure. That's one of those things.
It's an underlayer. That's what it is.
It's really nice though. I actually have one. It's really nice for glassing in the hot weather, especially when you're up in the mountains where there's not a whole lot of tree cover.
And you can't really use sunscreen up there because sunscreen actually has has like a smell to it.
Right, and this hilly or Gila, I think it's a Hilla, has 50 FPS. So it's if there's any fishermen listening, it's like one of those 30 to 50 FPS shirts that you would wear with the hood on it when you're out fishing. It's the same exact thing, but now they've KUIU has made it for hunting, and I wore it pretty much all year last year, and it is fantastic. Keeps you nice and cool, and it does protect you from the sun, which is fantastic.
Yeah, and I catch on fire when I hit the sun, so need it.
Mike's pretty pale color. So, um, but yeah. So this year we're gonna go. I'm gonna take Mike to one of my spots, and
Secret squirrel spots.
yep, it is secret squirrel spot where we're gonna find plenty of game, and it's just gonna be fun because Mike, he loves to photograph and also take video as well. So, what camera what camera are you gonna use this year?
Or just scouting wise, I'm gonna take my big digital camera, my DSLR. It's a Canon RP. Probably gonna bring my 300 mil lens since we're gonna be out that country. Gotta have that zoom.
Yeah, yeah. I have a 200 millimeter one that I actually just used on Devon's turkey youth hunt, and I was actually really surprised how far it can zoom. So a 300 is going to be fantastic. Um, Eventually, I want to get like a 600 millimeter one, so I can like zoom in across a whole canyon.
Yeah, gotta get that double car payment for one of those though.
Yeah, definitely. They're not cheap. Um, so Mike, you know, getting into archery and then taking the hunter's ed test. How was that taking the test? Did you feel like it was pretty informative? Like, being someone that hasn't had any hunting background, or I'm really one of the only people that that hunts,
Yeah,
that you talk to almost every day.
I've told
Um,
my relatives and stuff. They hunted like way back when, but now they're all like 60, 70, and 80. So it's like, yeah, they don't do that anymore.
so did you find that it was informational, like being someone that's new going into hunting?
Yeah, it was near the end of it. They got more into like the hunting aspect, which was more informational, but like the beginning aspect of just basic safety gun control and all that, I think everybody should at least take that part of the test because there's some people out there that have no clue how to hold a gun safely with other people.
Yeah, yeah. Well, where there's some talk out there, and some states have passed that a hunter's ed is actually a part of the school program.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I think that would be essential. Even if you wanted to hunt, or if you didn't want to hunt, you would still have the knowledge going into adulthood, or
Yeah,
just general information. I think it's general information that people need to know, only because yes, maybe you and your family are not hunters, but maybe your friend is.
yeah. If you want to go out with them, you don't want to freaking accidentally blow their head off because you're holding the gun wrong and you have your finger on the trigger and all that when you're walking down a single track and pointing it the wrong way, kind of thing.
Yeah, that, and just being knowledgeable of a weapon, period. Because how many times do you hear about, like, oh, my friend got this gun out of the safe, and then the gun went off.
Yeah,
So I mean, it teaches a lot of different type of safety measures that you could go through.
it does
Just
teach
on the
you.
gun side.
It does teach you the stuff like that, like in-house safe removal. You always have to unload it, put the safety on. The ammo has to be in a different area in the safe or a different area in the house
Yep.
than where the gun is. It has all that stuff into it, so people can actually learn pretty good on it.
Yeah, and I think it's essential information that everybody should have, not just the hunter. I think every single person should know that information, which is awesome to hear.
Yeah, and well, in case if you're old, like my dad, he doesn't have to take it because he's old. But
Yeah, I
like
believe if you're
it's like it's 70,
72,
72. If you're born at like 71 and later, then you don't have to take it.
think it's
From
70,
72 and up, you have to.
January of 72, anything under that, you do not need to take hunter's education for at least the state of Washington. I don't know about any other states. I'm not sure how that goes. I know if you and I wanted to go to Montana and go hunt archery, we have to actually take some type of archery certificate,
Really?
something to hunt in Montana. Yeah, because they want you to know the rules and regulations for archery.
Yeah.
For Montana. Um, Kirk, he actually Sandana is actually in Florida right now, and he would be able to give us more information on that because he was an instructor for bow hunter's education.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know in like different states, like Arizona, you can't hunt whitetail in Arizona or something like that. Blacktail, whitetail. Like if you move up here, people like, you haven't hunted one of these yet? And you're like, yeah, you can't hunt it down there. They're more scarce than up here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even.
There's like
Not
different
sure.
animal regulations and stuff you always have to learn about if you hunt out of state.
Oh yeah, yeah. Arizona, they have the Coues deer, which is part of a whitetail thing, but I want to say it's a draw. I don't know the rules for Arizona. Kirk, who is actually your old parents' neighbor,
Yeah.
um, he would be able to elaborate more on that. I actually have no clue. I'm actually going to Arizona in January. It'll be my first hunt out of the state of Washington. I'm going to be hunting mule deer down in Arizona in January. So I'm looking forward to that.
You got to be guiding you.
Kirk will be there. He will not be guiding me. He's probably just going to be like, I've seen deer over there. Here you go. Use that glass, use the terrain. No, I believe we're going to be hunting together. He's not going to be really guiding me. We'll be hunting together.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be fun.
So you just basically got to go down there for like his regular
General season.
hunting buddy.
Yep. Basically, it's going to be fun because we haven't hunted together since before the pandemic. I want to say it was either 18 or 19 was the last time that we hunted together, and we're out turkey hunting. And then before that, it was like 2015. We went out elk hunting in the secret squirrel spot. Yeah, we're on elk every single morning, but just couldn't get it done, man. It was rough because over on the east side, well, when we were hunting there, it was spike and cow only. Now it's spike only for archery.
Oh,
No cows. You cannot shoot a cow, at least for right now. I'm not sure if the 22 regulations are a little bit different. They change from year to year. Sometimes it's like every 5 years they change. It just depends on what's going on. But there are tons of cows in that area.
however, the Fish and Wildlife surveys and statistics say that they
Yeah.
go by the.
Yeah, well that and the larger bull elk, it's a draw only. So they have it to where it's like that trophy class.
Oh yeah.
It's 3-pointer better, but when you draw the tag, but when you're in that area and you start seeing some of these bulls that are over here, you're definitely going to be trying to go after a monster. And those are the Rocky Mountain elk
Okay.
on the east side.
Yeah, I was telling David, I'm like, how mad would it be if I spot like super big elk and freaking got out on my first hunt out?
You know what? To be honest with you, I guarantee that happens more often than not. So, Mike, when we go elk hunting, we're going to be hunting on the west side, and you can shoot bulls. So it's 3-pointer better or antlerless, so you can shoot a cow. I guarantee if Mike was with me last year, one of us would have been tagged out because I had a bull just fired up and going. It was crazy.
You were by yourself last year, right?
I was with Sandana and Luke Wagner, but they were at the bottom of this ridge line that we were working. I was on the very top. They were on the bottom, and this bull elk was running back and forth between the top and the bottom because I was able to locate just a small part of his herd, cows, but the herd that I was on was all foot rotted cows. They're all foot rotted. So he would run up, try to push them along, but they were moving so slow. Like I got within 30 yards of one of those cows and I could have smoked one. Easy. But I did not trust dropping a cow with foot rot, only because I've heard some horror stories of people shooting elk with foot rot and then all the meat is rancid.
Yeah.
So it's all like in between each crevice of each muscle is just full of pus.
That would be gross.
That would, yeah.
Start dressing it and you're like, oh man, what does that smell?
Yeah. It happens more often than not. It's terrible. I believe Fish and Wildlife does issue you another tag, but I was not taking that chance. I really wanted to go after this bull that was just fired up, running back and forth. I mean, I want to say he had probably 9 to 10 cows, but there was also a raghorn bull, which I would have shot. And then there was like a couple other spike bulls in that herd, which you can't shoot a spike, but it was really cool getting in close. So what I did was I put myself in between those foot rot cows and him. So when I did that, ooh, he was pissed because he pretty much thought I took his cows because I'm running around bugling, acting like a bull.
Oh yeah.
But that's a different story for a different time. Right now, we're talking to Mike about getting into archery, and that was archery season. But one of us would have tagged out, so that would have been awesome. And yes, most of the time, people that hunt for their first year get that first year luck.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get that luck too.
I had it my first year of archery season. I shot my biggest buck to date, which is downstairs. Like that's the biggest buck I've ever shot, and that was my first year shooting archery. So I mean, it happens.
Like I told Dave, I'm like, I want to get just down something. I don't really down a legal deer or anything.
Yeah, I mean that's what we're all about here.
I want the meat. That's what I want.
Yeah, is filling the tags, and doing it ethically. That's what we're about. We're not about that trophy deer or elk or bear or whatever it may be. But if it is to happen that way, perfect. But if not, we're here to fill tags and fill the freezer.
Yeah.
I haven't made it that, into my career where I'm like, oh, I have to have like a 350 bull and, my mule deer needs to be over 190, whatever. No, I just need it to be legal enough for me to tag it, and that's it.
Yep.
So, I try to instill that in my kids and then everybody else that I hunt with. We have, game meat for a reason, and we do it to fill the freezer. We're not out there. We're not the sport hunter. I'm not out there for the rack. I'm out there for the meat.
Yeah.
Because yes, I mean the rack can tell a good story, but when we're eating that meat, and I can enjoy this story that way as well.
Yeah, you can also tell the story of the hunt leading up to getting that meat too while you're.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's great conversation foods. And Mike, I actually can't wait for you to experience that. Everything will be documented. But we take photos and video of just about everything that we do outdoors, and bringing Mike, into the realm of archery and hunting. You're gonna see his adventure from the start until we can't move anymore.
Yeah.
Even then, I might have like a little tank tracks or something, still trying to hunt.
Hey, if you're disabled, you can use a quad to hunt.
Yeah.
In Washington.
So yeah, you'll be able to follow us on Instagram. We are actually changing the name of the Instagram page. Mike is actually working on the logos for that right now, and it's still going to be Ridgeline, but instead of Ridgeline Hitman, it's going to be Ridgeline Hunting. We're kind of just putting everything together. Makes it a little bit easier talking about, the Ridgeline Hunting podcast. We're going to have the YouTube channel is going to be Ridgeline Hunting, and also the Instagram page. So be looking out for that. And then also, after 200 downloads, we're going to have a giveaway for every 100 downloads. So, listen up, talk to your friends and family if they're interested in hunting and the outdoors, fishing as well. We will be talking about everything that we do outdoors. But yeah, anything you want to put out there, Mike? Any way for anybody to reach you if they want a logo done?
You can actually get me on Instagram at Mike the Bike or contact. You can DM me in there if you want. Try to find anything. I haven't got my 5 up yet, so I have to go through Instagram.
There you go. Instagram, Mike to Bike. If you want a logo done, Mike does great work, and we're gonna get him out there. Hopefully, if you need a logo, go and hit him up on Instagram. Send him a DM.
Yep.
But yeah, that will be our podcast for today. We talked a little bit about archery and hunter's ed, and the scouting trips coming up and some hunts coming up, and we can't wait to get out in the woods. It's gonna be great. And I need to get Mike out in the turkey woods, so he knows what it's like to hunt turkey. Hunting turkey is awesome, and it's like our first season of getting boots on the ground, and it's wonderful. And you can also use just if you want to, you can use it as a scouting method as well. Yeah.
Also some fun stuff that we're doing in June.
Oh, that is right. We are going to be going to Hoodoo, and we are shooting the Mountain Archery Challenge.
Yeah.
So be looking out for video and photos of that. It's going to be fantastic. Probably lots of arrows blown up.
Yeah, there's a few 100-yarders that they have out there.
But it's going to be a lot of fun. I've actually never done it. I've been wanting to get out and do the Hoodoo shoot plus the Stevens Pass shoot, which I'm not sure if that's coming this year here in Washington. But yeah, we will be at Hoodoo in June. That's going to be
we're going to be
a lot of fun.
Shooting the 18th and 19th.
Yep, Saturday and Sunday.
We're going down there on the 17th.
Yep, Friday after work, we're heading down and going to be flinging some arrows.
Yep.
So that's going to be great.
A long night drive going down.
Well, you know what? We'll do a podcast after we do that Hoodoo shoot and, let everybody know how it was and
see if I beat Dave.
Yeah, see if Mike outshoots me. See if the Padawan outshoots the master here.
Yeah.
But all right, that's going to be it for our podcast today. This is episode 6, and please like and subscribe. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube, and we're trying to get everything filled out for some other podcast areas as well. So we appreciate you guys for listening. Thank you, and have a good day.